What's up? Welcome to Matt's Garage. Welcome to the second episode of Chewin the Fat with Matt. So it's Halloween and it's colder than witches. It's pretty cold in here, so I'm gonna make this as quick as I can, but I have a lot of detailed stuff to get into, so bear with me. First, thank you for all your positive comments on how the painted frame looks. It's super glossy, just smooth, so smooth. Sabrina, Joe, all you guys, Nathan, Jonathan, everybody was like so positive, so thank you. Jason. Yeah, but there's also a lot of questions, like why didn't you powder coat? Okay, so here's the thing. Powder coating is amazing, right? I mean, it's so durable, looks great. You can get like the flecked, gym equipment look. You can do all this stuff, and it's amazing. Great. And someone else does it for you, even better. And it's reasonably priced. So why wouldn't I do that? Okay. Couple reasons. One is paint is actually very durable. Okay, it's not that it's as durable, but it's very durable. So it's not like spray paint. You got to get that concept out of your mind. So first, let me talk about the system, right? So you start off with Omni Epoxy Primer, but it's two parts, right? One spray, you mix these two together in a certain ratio, according to the information sheet that comes with it if you buy from a reputable paint store. Okay, and it hardens, and it's very durable, and it sticks to metal. Then you go with a primer. Don't use this primer, Euro Prime, not a fan, but that comes and activator and reducer, depending on the consistency you want, and that goes on, and that gets hard, right? So there's wet on wet. So you spray the epoxy primer, you let it flash. That's like where you can see it actually flash. It like goes from wet looking to kind of dry because it's a flat product. Same with the primer. And then, so this is urethane color. Okay, so this is the top coat. This is what you see here, glossy black urethane with the urethane hardener, all right? It says right there, fast top coat hardener. You can use reducer on that to get what you want. So there's three types of paint on this: epoxy, primer, primer filler, and then urethane top coat. So unlike what you paint your car with normally, which is a two-part paint system, this is a one-part paint system, but it's 2K. Single stage versus two stage. This is a single stage, two parts, okay? So you mix those together, shoot it on, it gets hard, super durable, okay? If you paint it right and it's the right temperature and the right humidity, very, very durable. I did the steering box with it and beat it up on reassembly, and there was hardly a scratch on the thing. It was really nice. Now, some guys don't know about the whole paint thing, right? So the other thing you can do is base coat, clear coat, and then you shoot the base coat, that's your color, and then your clear is a clear paint with hardener, okay? And that's what gives the strength to your paint. Those give you a more glossy look, a more shiny look when you're doing finished paint systems on the body of your car, okay? But for a frame, urethane is good. Now, why did I do a urethane paint? Couple reasons. One is I don't like outsourcing stuff, right? I do it when I have to, like obviously machining my engine block, but you guys have seen I rebuild my own transmission. I'm doing all the work I can myself, and I don't like outsourcing stuff. In fact, the only thing I've outsourced so far is sandblasting, and it didn't even turn out that great. I ended up doing the whole frame by hand again, and the body is cottage cheese, so I'm not using any of that. Total waste of money. The guy did the okay job, but it just wasn't right for me. So that's reason number one. Reason number two is you cannot touch up powder coat. Okay? So yeah, it's really durable, but what if I need to do something later? What if I drop something on it, right? I mean, maybe the powder coat will hold up to it, maybe it won't. So touching up, you cannot do on powder coat. Now, for most applications, who really cares? For me, I don't know, I'm learning. It's my first restoration, so I wanted the flexibility to be able to touch up the frame layer if I wanted to. And reason number three, for using the urethane paint is, I'm not making it up, I had it in my mind, it was here, now it's gone. And the reason is, I hope my mic's plugged in, that's gonna be a waste. Oh yeah, it's plugged in, all right. Reason number 3 was that, what the hell was it? Oh man. Give me a second, come on guys, cold, got sugar rush from trick-or-treating. Reason number 3 for using the urethane paint, that touch up, flexibility, if I want to change something later, outsource. Did I say flexibility? Change something later? No. I'm cheap? No, it costs about the same. There's a lot of money in the paint. Oh, that's right, paint, duh, thank you. Oh. So, I am not an experienced painter, okay? And I do plan on painting my car. I know. Take it easy, right? Take it easy, it's okay. I wanted to get some time behind the gun, all right? So this was an opportunity for me to practice my technique, to see how paint flows, to see how the different types of paint flow, to understand how primer filler works. What does it really fill? What does it not fill? How does the activator, reducer, mixing work, and all that stuff. So now I'm a lot more experienced painter because I've painted the wheelbarrow with that Harbor Freight gun, which is garbage. I painted my little steering box without the primer filler. So I did the epoxy primer and the urethane top coat on my steering box. It's a tiny surface, right? And then I've done this frame, which is a larger area with the whole 3 different paint product systems. So I'm more experienced now. So that is why I didn't use powder coat. What did I learn from this process? If I could go back and do it again, I wouldn't fill any holes, okay? I would sandblast it and take it to the powder coat guy. That's it. First, I would do my frame modifications, then sandblast it and take it to the powder coat guy. That's what I would do differently if I could do it all over again. And you guys gave me that advice, but I'm a lot more knowledgeable now. So when I do that in the future, I'll know why I'm doing it, not just because I read it on a YouTube post. Okay, now, second part of the show, Ospho, okay? I didn't actually use Ospho. I used Prep and Etch, okay? From Home Depot. It's the same stuff. Clean strip, phosphoric, Prep and Etch. Prep and Etch. Prep and Etch. Prep and Etch. So, what is it? Well, it's acid. So, it's acid. You're acid etching the surface of your concrete. You can do your concrete, actually. So you can etch your concrete to give it a rougher finish and to get rid of stains and stuff. But I used it for the frame. So what did I do? I put it in a spray bottle. I think I showed you guys that last time. This one's got pre-paint prep on it, but one of these are great, by the way. But they're great, but they spray too much because it's designed for like pesticide and weed herbicides. So even though spray bottles are hard work, they give a finer mist. So I would use a finer mist. I put too much on. So spray it down, nooks and crannies, right? And then you got to keep it wet for like 15 minutes or whatever the instructions say. What the instructions don't say is when you come out the next morning, your frame or whatever you're doing is going to look like an alien life form created a web of black spider web impenetrable stuff on it, and you're going to think to yourself, I have just ruined my piece, okay? But if you look on the internet, which has the answers to everything in the universe, you'll find that if you re-wet it with more Ospho, which is totally counterintuitive, then it will totally loosen that stuff up and you can rub it off with a Scotch-Brite pad. It takes a lot of work, but you won't get it off just dry or with water. You got to use the Ospho, put that phosphoric stuff back into solution. At that point, your metal's already etched. And then get it wet again. Then I sprayed it down with demineralized water, not demon water, sorry, power plant lingo. Not deionized water, distilled water. Sprayed it down. I didn't want to put any calcium deposits on there. And it looks scary. It looks rusted because sometimes it leaves like this orange patina. I don't think it's rust. I've read that that's just something that phosphoric etching products do. So spraying bare metal with water is very counterintuitive. It's very scary. There'll still be like streaks and stains from the Ospho. What you're really just doing is neutralizing the acid, all right? So you want to make sure you get it wet everywhere, get it dried off, take a blowgun and blow it in every single crack and crevice and orifice, because it'll force, you'll see it forcing acidic solution out onto the rest of your frame. So if you blow it into like a crack like here, it'll spread in like a pattern. You'll see it shooting the acid, not shooting, the acid will creep out. Clean that off. You want to get all the acid neutralized because paints don't stick well to acid. Epoxy paint does pretty good considering, but it'll bubble eventually. So what'll happen is I'll have a hammer, I'll have a wrench, and I'll hit my frame with the wrench, and it'll bubble up eventually. So you definitely don't want to be leaving an acidic solution on your frame. You want to rinse it off, even though it seems counterintuitive. All right. So what I don't know is how this is all going to turn out. All right, and I will report back to you guys on how that paint looks. Maybe somebody can remind me. If your name is Frank, Bob, Brian, if you're a Brian, you need to remind me a year from now to report back on how this paint has stood up over time. That's it for Chewin the Fat with Matt. Thursday morning, you guys are going to get an episode on me doing the Eastwood internal frame coating. I go into detail on that. So that's what's coming up. What's next for the build is I'm going to drop this frame down. I'm going to put the bushings in, put the body on it, okay, and get rid of the rotisserie out of the garage anyway. And then I'm going to go to work on the axles and the springs and stuff. So during the winter, because the axles and the springs are smaller packages, I can warm them up and paint them in a more controlled fashion than like a frame or something where it was like that really was the last hot day of the year. It's freaking cold now. So I'm gonna do the springs. I'm gonna reuse the ones that were on there because they're aftermarket. They're in really good condition. So they're already sandblasted. So I'll hit them one more time with a wire wheel and then paint those. Do the bushings, which John just went through on Nashville. I bought new springs from Tom's Bronco Parts, front springs, and then so all new bushings from Tom's, and I bought axle rebuild kits from Tom's, all the bearings and stuff, as well as a 4-wheel disc brake kit. So that's what I'm going to try to do over the next couple months. And what I don't know is what condition my third members are in. So I got to do the third members on both the 9-inch and the Dana 44. And the other thing is on the 9-inch, I have that pinhole leak on the back. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to preheat and post-heat while treat it. That's it for Chewin the Fat. Send me any questions. Tell me if you want to see anything. Thanks for watching. Share, like, print out, screenshot me, put a poster of me over your bed. See you later. Happy Halloween.